everybody. Welcome to week one. So the very first week that we do this, LinkedIn decides not to go live. So not sure why that happened, but I did post the YouTube link on LinkedIn so you can watch from there. So welcome to week one. This is your weekly Monday morning kick in the ass is the way that we're going to look at this every single week. So I guess the question is we'll start with why week one? Why are we doing this? And honestly, it's just as much for me as it is for you guys. If you're anything like me, that, Monday morning alarm clock going off is always the, let's get back at it. And so getting me up, getting me on live TV, basically, to be able to say, hey guys, how are we going to win this week? I think is a big way for us to kick off 2021. So week one, obviously you can see a little bit of play on words there. There is the number one in the logo if you look up here, but there's also the word won, so the past tense of win. So, the way that I kind of see it is a little bit of what Nick Castellanos, and if you know who Nick Castellanos is, he used to play for the Chicago Cubs, the Detroit Tigers. I believe he's still on the Cincinnati Reds. And every day he would get to the ballpark, at least with the Cubs, he would say to Joe Maddon, "Welcome to opening day." Every single day he would say that. And so they had asked him about it and said, hey, what's with this opening day thing that you do? And he just talked about the fact that he wants to be able to come in every single day like it's opening day. And we learned about that a couple years ago when he was with the Cubs, and it always kind of stuck with me because other things in life are that way as well. If you think about your first week at a job, if you think about your first week in a new school or doing anything new, that first week, there's always that excitement and you want to show off kind of your best skills. And if we can start to treat every week like that first week of the year, I think that we're going to have better weeks. And so I want to start the week off by saying, hey, this is a week one, and this is how we're going to do this. And so if we have it be a week one, number one, it is going to be a week one past tense of win. So really excited about this. And so what are we going to talk about this week? Because every single week we're going to talk about something that helps us to win the week. And so this week what I want to talk about is moving on from 2020. And I know you all are groaning right now, and let's not talk about 2020, but I think it's important that we at least acknowledge the fact that, hey guys, 2020 kind of sucked. I don't know about you. I don't know a ton of people that absolutely just love 2020 and it was their year and everything was great, unless you're a toilet paper manufacturer. Obviously great for them and some other people as well. But for the everyday common human being like myself, 2020 wasn't great. And I think that it is okay to say that. And I think it's okay to talk about it. But I also think that it's super important that we move forward from 2020. Now, I'm not naive enough to believe that just a simple move of the calendar from 2020 to 2021 is going to fix everything, although some people seem to think that. It does matter that it is a new year, and we are sort of on this downward, hopefully, trend of COVID and everything that happened in 2020. Now, mind you, I know that there are still thousands and thousands of sick people out there, and it's probably going to get worse judging by my Facebook feed over Christmas. I think that January is probably going to be pretty tough, but I feel like we've seen a little bit of light at the end of the tunnel, and so I think it's time for us to sort of move forward. And so I'm not going to be the one to tell you how to move forward. I'm actually going to use my friend Ted Lasso. And if you don't know who Ted Lasso is, we'll talk about it after this clip, but you should. So let's move forward and let's have Ted Lasso help us out with it.
Now look, this is a sad moment right here. For all of us. There ain't nothing I can say standing in front of you right now that could take that away. But please, do me this favor, will you? Lift your heads up and look around this locker room. You know? Look at everybody else in here. And I want you to be grateful that you're going through this sad moment with all these other folks. Because I promise you, there is something worse out there than being sad, and that is being alone and being sad. Ain't nobody in this room alone. Sam, do you remember what animal has the shortest memory?
A goldfish.
That's right. That's a goldfish. Sam, what do you think we should all do once we get done being sad and or angry about this situation?
I think we should all be a goldfish.
I agree. Let's be sad now. Let's be sad together. And then we can be a gosh darn goldfish. Onward, forward.
Just watching that every single time gives me goosebumps. But if you haven't seen Ted Lasso yet, it's a show on Apple TV. And if you followed my feed at all, you'll know that I'm a huge, huge fan. I've seen it twice now. There's so many awesome lessons in there. And that one's probably my favorite. Just the fact that there are reasons to be sad and angry, especially about 2020. But we do need to move forward. And we do need to be somewhat of a goldfish and determine what are some of these things that we need to forget about? What are some of the things that aren't important that we're carrying around because of 2020? And so I want to talk a little bit about how to be a goldfish, because I don't think it's as easy as just being a goldfish. It is really about determining what are some of the things that we're carrying around with us, because as we like to call it, emotional baggage can weigh you down. And I just happen to have mine. Obviously everybody carries it around with them. I've got mine right here, and I thought maybe I would share it with you and we could talk about it real quick. Let me get in here. Boy, I hate this stuff. So, right here, we've got our 2020 goals that I didn't meet last year. So that's kind of disappointing. I'm going to carry that around for a while. Little bit of financial stress due to that. Carry that around. And then, I don't know about you, but I have emotional baggage of everything that we missed in 2020. Tailgating. I missed a trip to the Bahamas. I missed Christmas with my family. So there's a lot of things that we carry around from things that we missed in 2020, but there's nothing that we can do about it. And so we're carrying around as emotional baggage, and as you can see, it's kind of heavy. And then, I miss my dad. And this may have to go back in there for right now, because it's not something that's just going to go away, but it gets lighter and lighter as the time goes on. And so I use this as an analogy for you guys, but I really want you to think about this. When I lifted that bag up that had those 4 bricks in it, it was pretty freaking heavy. And imagine going about your day carrying those 4 bricks around everywhere you go. Every single place that you go, everything that you do, you've got this bag on your back carrying 4 bricks around of your emotional baggage that you're not dealing with. And so for me, I have to come up with a plan and how to cope with that stuff. So my 2020 goals not being met, there's nothing I can do about that. So I have to have a better plan for 2021 and be more able to deal with that kind of stuff. And if it's in the past, there's nothing I can do about it. Nick Castellanos said, if what has happened is a memory and what will happen is a thought, you're taking yourself out of right now. And so these things that have happened in the past that I'm carrying around in this bag, I need to deal with. Financial stress, I think we all have that, but if you come up with a plan and you follow it, hopefully you feel more confident that you're going to be able to deal with that stuff. And then everything that we missed in 2020 that I carry around in that bag, there's nothing I can do about it. And so I'm just going to have to enjoy the moments that I have now and enjoy the things that I have and look forward to a time when I'm going to be able to do that stuff. And then, if you have things like the fact that I miss my dad, journaling, counseling, talking to friends, being able to get that stuff as much as you can out of your bag, and sort of gone and not having to deal with it. Otherwise, you're stuffing more things in that bag and it's going to get a little bit overwhelming, and you're going to get to, March, April, May, June, you're going to keep putting stuff in that bag and it's going to become overwhelming to you and you're not going to be able to handle just day-to-day life. And so I think that it's really important that you guys pay attention to the things that are in your bag, and be as much of a goldfish as you can be. I don't come on here professing that it's the easiest thing in the world. It's not. But I think that Ted Lasso can really give you a little bit of kick in the butt if you decide to watch that show. But it reminds you that you can be a goldfish, and try and forget some of that stuff, especially things that you can't change. If there are things coming up in the future that you're worried about, I totally get that. It probably belongs in the bag, but you definitely should be planning for it so you're not as concerned when it comes. So I hope this was sort of a daily kick in the ass for you guys. I know it is for me. I'm excited about getting 2021 started. We will be here every Monday morning at 8 o'clock talking about something new. It'll be me. It may be somebody else. This isn't going to be me 52 times this year because I don't have the ability to do that. But somebody is going to be here every Monday morning. It may be me and a guest. It may just be me. It may be my wife. I told her she's going to be doing this. So really excited about it. Let's go win the week. Onward, forward. Thanks a lot. Have a great day.